Ah, nostalgia. Something that's old and fun to come back to when you feel old school. I did it! I finally made a poem line! Finally, I am on my way to making a masterpiece. Oh hey guys, what's up? We're talking about nostalgia, so might as well keep going on with it. Nostalgia is something that most of us can get behind, whether it be an old movie or an old console. Like the PS2, huh? And don't worry, these games will get their video one day. But for nostalgia, when you think about something as like an arcade cabinet or the arcades back in the day, nothing will ever be nostalgic as Pac-Man. Which is why today we're taking a look at the Pac-Man Museum Plus collection on basically mostly everything that's available at the moment. But I was able to get this on PC Game Pass, thank you Very Much Xbox, but because I'm too lazy enough to own an Xbox, I don't have a controller, and I don't have anything that can set up a controller with my PC. So we're going to have to use the next best thing. Ladies and gentlemen, let me present to you the mainframe. Does it seem to turn on? I forgot. There we go, it's on. Alright, let's play. So let's get started. Okay, so loading up the game, we see the title screen. I like it. And loading into the game, we have a hub world, and I must say, it's nice seeing Smash Bros. Pac-Man and not... So, here we have the main room. This is where we can actually play every single gaming cabinet that this collection offers. Not to mention, we can also customize the room and add our own little spin to it, as well as unlocking a few of the ghosts that you see there. Not only that, but we can also play the jukebox, which contains some of Pac-Man's greatest and most catchy music, like... But besides that, let's actually get started. We have at least 14 games to look at, so let's get started by playing the first. The amazing. First. I already said that. First Pac-Man game in the series, Pac-Man. Can you feel the nostalgia? All I can say really is that, well, this is Pac-Man. But that's really the point of this collection. Here we have a little white yellow dot. Why did I say white? His goal is to eat all the dots seen on the screen while avoiding 4 ghosts named Inky, Blinky, Pinky, Clyde. But you can eat power pellets as well that allow you to eat the ghosts as well. But they still come back. And given for like a story that's in the 80s, I mean, I think anyone can get behind this. Hell, even I'm sure I could. And each match, after completing each level, goes faster and faster. We even have a few cutscenes after beating a few of the levels. This is Pac-Man being Pac-Man. Nothing more to it. Aside from playing this next one. Next! Super Pac-Man. So this game was meant to be a sequel to the first Pac-Man. And this was before Miss Pac-Man, also spoilers, that game isn't here by the way. So what's going on? This time we're eating fruits instead of dots, and we still have our power pellets and these ghost guys including Clyde Phillips, god damn it! We can also change the size of the screen, thank you Museum Plus. But right, what's new here? We have these green dots which simply just make Pac-Man bigger and faster, which help him destroy these doors. Oh yeah, by the way, there are doorways that have fruits inside them, and the only way to get through is to use a key to break them with these green dots. So you can either break them with the dots or use these special keys to open the doorways. And that's Super Pac-Man. It's a fun twist to the formula, and I think the gameplay style is something a few people can get behind. Also, the ghosts do this thing where they just spaz out for a bit. I don't know what's up with that. Yeah, so let's move on to the next game, being Pac-N-Pal. Pac-N-Pal. Released in 1983, this game can be seen as like Super, where it tries to add a twist to the gameplay. I'm gonna be saying that a lot, aren't I? But what are we doing? Well, we're still collecting fruits, and we have to use cards in order to open up the barriers. The green dots aren't here, and instead we have this gun that makes Pac-Man blue, and he shoots a ray that stuns ghosts. We even have this thing here called... I don't even know what it's called. The wiki doesn't even tell me what it's called. I know it's a female. That's what the side of the game says. So you know what? For the sake of OC creations, we'll call this green dot Pally. Yes, I know. Very original name. So all Pally does is just drag items away, which can be helpful or not helpful, depending on the situation. And I think Pac-Man I think it's challenging than Super. So if you want more difficulty in Pac-Man, there you go. Next up, Pac-Land, released in 1984. Everyone knows it's that one stage in Smash. So how do you play it? Well, it's a platformer, and it's also a side-scroller. So you move a pack around, trying to get past the town and all other stages you see, while also trying to avoid ghosts that either try to run you over, throw children at you, and the one that's basically chasing you. There's also a fairy that lives in your head, so is this just Chicago? Next game, Pac-Mania, released in 1987. The man behind the slot. This game is OG Pac-Man, but with a twist. In some sort of 3D kind of way with an angle change. But hey, what are you going to do with 16 bits? My only problem is that the game can be a little bit slow at the beginning, but it does get faster after a while. Also jumping, but the problem with is that there's a lack of depth perception, so it's hard to tell where you're going to land sometimes. Anyway, neat concept, almost executed well. Perfect next game. Pac Attack, released in 1983. It's just Tetris. It's Tetris, but with Pac-Man, and I'm very bad at it. Pac-In-Time, released in 1995. So this is a platformer, and that's gonna be a problem for me thanks to this weird contraption I have on me. But at least it works well, and plus this game is also on consoles. So let's see what we have. Jesus Christ! So this game tries to add lore to Pac-Man. So this woman is a ghost witch, and she's the reason the ghosts exist for some reason. I mean, it's okay. I mean, it's better than whatever Lord Betrayus was doing. So this game has the same goal as the other Pac-Man games, collecting dots. But you use different abilities to move around the level. It's an okay concept, but I'm playing with a keyboard, so I'm not even sure how this is controlled, and I can't even say if it's good or not. What I will say is bad is how much of a pain in the ass it was to unlock Pac Attack through Pac-In-Time. You see, in the museum, some of the games are locked, and the only way to get through them is to play some of the minigames twice. I was doing that with most of them, but with Pac-In-Time, it wouldn't count as being played, so I spent 30 minutes trying to figure out how to trigger and unlock Pac Attack. And apparently, when they said play, they mean get 2 game overs. So it was never made clear for me, and I went to the point of looking up the freaking level codes so I could skip to like a certain part of the level just so I could count it as me being played. But no, all I had to do was get myself killed twice just so I could play the stupid Tetris game. Okay, I feel better. Alright, next game. Pac-Man Arrangement. Now this case is different since the collections added 2 versions of the same game. The one from 1996 and the one from 2005 on the PSP. Okay, so Arrangement is like the other games, but they go for a level-by-level system with new gimmicks added. And to say it gives it a twist is pretty good. Heck, there's even some boss fights, and they're pretty neat. And the 2005 version makes them all look like plastic models. Next game. Hi there, quick editor's note. Looking back at the footage, I realize I am completely wrong on my opinion about Arrangement. They are both different games. I don't know why I said they were the same game. It's just me assuming since they had the same name title. So yeah, Arrangement is the one with the boss fights and different level design, and the original Arrangement for the arcade is all about just being an arcade game. They're still both great. Alright, let's continue the video. Pac-Man Championship Edition, released in 2007. This game is more of like an arcade game, and I don't mean the gameplay. Most of the modes we have are timed modes, where we just get as much points as possible under a timed mode. The goal is to collect the dots, and new rows and dots keep forming along the way with more power pellets. The difference is the ghosts and Pac-Man's speed are much faster than before, making it more intense than the previous games. Even though there's no campaign, I love it. This is a great game. And more intense way to make Pac-Man more intense for some reason. Alright, before we get to the next game, you guys remember Smash Bros. 3DS, right? Well, you guys remember the mode Street Smash, where you and your friends stay on a platform trying to knock each other. Okay, you know what? It was fucking shit. Alright? Didn't mean to drop that. It was shit, and I swear to God, if anybody says that this was the 5th Smash Brothers game, and I swear to you, the hunt is on! Sorry about that. Anyways, Pac-Motos, released in 2007. This is what Street Smash wishes it could be, but this is better you go by level system, taking out different balls and hitting them out. You can even pick up some stats, and even there's some boss fights as well. Heck, it was so good, I wanted to keep playing. There's also multiplayer, but you know me. I got no friends, no maidens, not a need to pay taxes. Wait, no, shit, no, cut that out. Next game, Pack and Roll, released for Wii in 2005. Much like Pack-in-Time, I don't know how this game feels with a controller. So in this game, you're basically doing the same thing you did in Moto, where you play as a ball, but this time we have to race our way through levels while also collecting dots and avoiding ghosts. We also have power-ups like in Moto, but again, I'm playing this on a keyboard, not a controller, so I can't really tell you how this game feels. But at least I can tell you that the game sucks with playing a keyboard. Next game, Pac-Man Battle Royale, released in 2010. This game is neat, and that's all I can say. It's a multiplayer game where basically you and your friends with a controller play a Pac-Man game and try to eat each other out. Why does that sound messed up? Anyways, this seems like something you can have fun with you and your friends. You might even enjoy it for 30 minutes. I guess, I don't know. I played this by myself with like a CPU. I don't know if it gets better or not, because I was just with a CPU and we were just playing on the same stage for a few rounds, and it got kind of boring, so I'm not sure if you want to spend hours on this with a friend, but it's okay. Pretty fun. Next game, the last Pac-Man game. Pac-Man 256, released in 2015. Why call it 256? Well, if you're good at OG Pac-Man, then eventually when you get to 256 on there, this will happen. It's the Reckoning! Okay then, now this was made by the Crossy Road guys, and this makes sense, because Pac-Man is all about running around stages, and turning it into a runner makes kind of sense in style of Crossy Road. It's pretty addictive, and heck, there's even a few unlockables and other power-ups in the game to get. There's even multiplayer, but you know me. Overall, I think this game is pretty, even though this is just a mobile game. Alright then. And that is Pac-Man Museum Plus. Overall, I thought this was a surprising experience going into this. I was originally going into this thinking that it was going to be the same over-top layer Pac-Man game that we all know. But surprisingly not. We got a few platformers. Sorry about that. Some Super Monkey Ball, if you want to count that one game as that. Mobile games, a little questionable, but eh. And some others. I mean, sure, we still had some over-top layer Pac-Man games, but yeah. Whatever is next for Pac-Man, I'm sure it will be probably not a re-release, but it's probably going to be, let's be honest. It's probably the Namco we're thinking of. But yeah. Although, I do want to take a look a little bit more at Pac-Man, so let's see what else we can find that should probably spark my interest.
The Pac is back, goes chomping at his feet, Pac's our hero.